Good evening, viewers. Thank you for joining today's webinar, curated exclusively for you amidst the COVID-19 lockdown by Team Remarkable Education. A lawyer is basically the person that knows the rules of the country. We are all throwing the dice, playing the game, moving our pieces around the board. But if there is a problem, the lawyer is the person who actually holds your hand and guides you throughout. Yes, the field of law, which is quite high in demand among students, and really, at the same time, they really want to know what all different career options in case if they are not only interested being a lawyer. So to learn more about career in law, we have our esteemed panelists whose profile is so impressive and their experience is as rich as gold mine. They are all from different institutions today who will be talking about different streams which are available for students in the field of law. First of all, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Professor Dr. Debarati Halder, LLB, ML, PhD in Law, NLSIU, Bangalore. Professor Debarati Halder is presently working in United School of Law, Karnavati University as a full-time professor. She is the founder and honorary managing director of Center for Cyber Victim Counsel in CCVC, an online not-for-profit organization and a think tank meant for helping and counseling the victims of internet and digital communication crime victims. She is the first law professor in India to introduce therapeutic jurisprudence as a subject in a credit course to LLB students. Dr. Halder had won 2 awards in 2019 for her work on cyber laws, gender rights, and too many others. Web Wonder Woman Award by Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, Government of India, and Twitter on 6th March 2019, and TechNext India 2019 Best Faculty of the Year Award by Computer Society of India, Mumbai chapter on 28 September 2019. Dr. Halder has developed a theory called irrational copying theory for online victimization, which is published as a book chapter titled Irrational Copying Theory and Positive Criminology, a framework to protect victims of cybercrime in the book titled Positive Criminology 2015, edited by Nati Ronell and Dana Segar, Taylor and Francis Group UK. Dr. Halder also works closely with intermediaries like Facebook, etc., government stakeholders like National Commission for Women, State Commissions for Women, and Commissions for Protection of Child Rights, and Ministry of Information Technology, etc., to help them shape into policy guidelines towards protection of women and children from online offenses. She has also been invited by government stakeholders like the Bihar, Kerala, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Assam, State Commissions for Protection of Child Rights, Maharashtra Commission for Protection of Women's Rights, etc., for imparting training to stakeholders committed for protection of child rights. Dr. Halder has also assisted UNICEF India in creating child online safety related materials, including child online protection in India. Dr. Halder is also founding secretary of South Asia Society of Criminology and Victimology. She is also a member of board of trustee of International Society of Therapeutic. Dr. Halder is an independent legal researcher. She has authored 5 books and edited 1 book including child sexual abuse and protection laws in India. By Sage Publication 2018, Cybercrime Against Women in India by Sage Publication, and Cybercrime and Victimization of Women, and too many other publications by her. Dr. Halder, we welcome you for this session today. Few words from you, ma'am, please. Ma'am, you are on mute.
Thank you so much. I would like to correct a small thing. My name is Debarati Halder. So it's a Bengali name. So anyway, no problem in that. I thank you and all the esteemed panelists for considering me worthy to be in this esteemed panel. As I do understand that the board exams are nearing, especially for class 12 board exams, and after that, the students, especially the children, they would be very much confused as what to choose and how to choose where to go. As a person from legal fraternity, I would always say that first you have to give your heart into your choice. Even I'm also a mother of a teenager who is going to appear for the board exams, and I know that what sort of confusions the parents and also the children need to face and have to face. So in this regard, I'm all for giving expert, I would not say expert opinion, because as a mother, even I'm also asking for expert opinion from many others. But obviously, I am extending my helping, wings, so that I can help others. Thank you. So, any questions from the organizer and also from Prachi ma'am? I'm ready to answer.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Though your profile is so huge, it's going to take another half an hour to explain to all of the students here. We would be connecting you once again. So,
Yes.
anyways, moving further, we are welcoming our second speaker. Yes, Dr. Neha Goyal is lecturer at BM Law College, Jodhpur. She has completed her BSL LLB degree from Singhat Law College, Pune. With first rank, she has done her LLM in business laws from National Law School of India University, Bangalore. She has completed her PhD in the area of interface between IPR and competition law from National Law University, Jodhpur. She has published number of research papers and various journals and has attended various international national conferences. And her profile is huge. So over to you, ma'am. We would like to hear a few words from you too, please.
Good evening to all the panelists, to all the members who have joined online. First of all, I would like to thank the Career Talk that they have made me the part of such an esteemed panel. I would also like to extend my greetings to my other co-panelists. And regarding the topic, which is the topic now, because most of the students will be dealing with this, and uh, they must be confused choosing law as a career, because traditionally it has also always been related to practicing. So discussing the other career options at this point of time is need of the hour. So I'm ready to take up the questions and answer them in my best possible way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And one and only with whom we have always been interacting when it comes to career in law. Yes, Dr. Rhishikesh Dave, Dean at Law College Law Department, Marwari University, has about 15 plus years of experience in legal education. He completed his LLM with specialization in human rights and international humanitarian laws, securing second rank in the university. His doctoral research, PhD, was on the subject of the concept of sovereign immunity and international criminal law. He was awarded a doctoral scholarship by the Hague Academy of International Law. He has vast academic and administrative experience. His areas of interest are human rights, international humanitarian laws, conflicts of laws, criminal law, and law of evidence. His academic career spanning more than a decade has been him working as assistant professor at Gujarat National Law University and later on registrar of the same university. Before joining Marwari University, Dr. Dave served as Dean, NMMIS University School of Law, and prior to that, as Dean School of Law at Galgotia University. He was also area head criminal law department of law and academic coordinator at Institute of Law, Nirma University for 3 years. He has organized various moot court competitions, workshop, conferences, seminars, etc. He was also the faculty advisor, Center of International Humanitarian Law Studies, ILNU. He has been judging moot court competition, Inter-American Human Rights moot court competition, and Hong Kong Red Cross moot court competition, to name few. He has lots of national and international publication to his credit. Dr. Dave has joined Marwari University with a mission to provide world-class law school in the Swaraj region. We welcome you, sir. Please, few words from your end too.
Thank you, Prachi ma'am. It's always a pleasure interacting with you. And today, with more panelists, Debarati ma'am and Neha ma'am, so it's really a pleasure for me. Although, as a man, I'm in minority today, so a bit worried and nervous about it. But anyways, this is a very interesting forum that you created where you are dealing with, career options in various uh, professions. And certainly, was very interested when you talked about career in law because I somewhere feel that law is a great career option, but a hugely misunderstood career option. So, by talking to students, by talking to aspiring students who are very keen to enter into a profession, and especially in this age where we have what to say a overhaul of few courses, like people are going crazy about certain courses, and then certain courses are totally ignored, while each course has its own greatness, its own professional value, and if you're good at certain courses you can do well. So thank you for inviting me, and hope this talk will lead more students towards legal education. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. I welcome all the panelists today to understand, to give guidance, to give more insights in the field of law. As all the students are waiting out there and the schools, we would like to go further with our questions from the students. Sir, Dave, sir, if you can guide our students what actually law is all about.
Okay, let me start by asking a very simple question. Uh, we have studied a lot of subjects. We have studied science, we have studied maths, and I'm sure students must be from different streams. So, if you remember a great scientist, called Newton, he developed he saw an apple falling down from the tree, and he developed what we know as law of gravity. So here we are talking about again law. Okay, so we have law in science, we have law in mathematics, we have law in almost all the subjects that we are learning. So what the hell is law? So law is something which is an expected behavior from anything. I mean, talking in a very layman's language. Okay, and when we are living in a society, we are all governed by law 24/7, 365 days a year. Because our safety, our security, our progress is all dependent on law. And therefore, this particular aspect is so important, this particular profession is so important that each and every one of us require law to progress in their life. Okay, so imagine a career or a profession, which touches each and every individual from the time a children is born till a person dies. Each and every moment, each and every second of our life is governed with law. So that is why law is very important aspect. Second thing, when it comes to profession, right? Every As I said, everything is dealt by law. Every dealing is controlled by law. Okay, when we book, let's say for example in auto, there is a applicable law. When we start an account on say WhatsApp or Gmail, law is applicable. So whenever we are interacting with other people of the world, it is applicable. And therefore, in today's world, in today's globalized world, where trade and commerce has developed so much, okay, where globalization has taken, has made world a global village. The more we interact with people, the more legal problems it will cause. And more legal problems are there, you need more lawyers, as simple as that. So, starting from uh, banks, financial institutions, corporate houses, insurance companies, each and every company or factory or a manufacturing unit or a shop requires legal services. And at the same time, the main aspect is that we don't have that much lawyers, or I would say rather good lawyers, to deal with all this demand which is happening. So, in short, this is a profession which can shape your career in the most excellent way possible. Prachima.
Well, very well explained, sir. Thank you so much for giving a little brief about what law is to all our students. Moving further, Dr. Halder, ma'am, I would like to ask you the question, what skills are actually required to be in law? So if a child is majorly into, humanities or in commerce, but if they're in 11th standard, what skills would be able to decide, give them direction so that they can understand that they should actually get into the law field? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. So let me first tell you something that I have seen that there is a very common belief in the children as well as in their parents that my child can debate well, my child can argue well, so he or she can become a very good lawyer. Let me first break this myth. And I think that, like the esteemed panelists, including Davesa and also Goel ma'am, you'll also appreciate and also agree with me that whenever any child is telling that I want to select law because I have got a debating skill, that does not mean that the child can become a very good lawyer. So this is something which we need to understand that from 11th standard, or even not even from 11th standard, even as junior as from 7th or 8th standard onwards, the child must develop something called analytical skill. What is this analytical skill? And also when the child wants to go for legal education, he or she must be also interested or must show the interest in socio legal issues. For example, now we are having this farmers law related issues. We are also having WhatsApp privacy policy related issues. Many of us basically do not know what's happening, actually in reality. But I have seen that students, children, and even adults also, they keep on arguing. And while we are arguing, we keep on posting many things on our social media platforms without knowing that what we are doing. And probably all of us would know that very recently, like why I should recently, yesterday, day before yesterday, there were Twitter posts from celebrities. They were taken down, and then again the government of India also told Twitter and also other social media profiles that why are you doing it, because we have got some laws and you are doing your business in my country, so you can't do like this. The actual thing that we have to see here is that the child must understand, number one, constitutional, like basic understandings of constitution, and also, as I just mentioned, about the socio legal issues. I would also rather suggest that when the child starts showing some interest in science, but the parents or even the child also would like to do something in law, do not pressurize him to go for humanities. Obviously, when I say social legal issues, we would get to see that if the child is interested in political science, if the child is interested in sociology, history, etc., that can make a very good ground for becoming a good lawyer, because you are getting to see that how a particular rule is made, how a particular policy is being recognized, and what are the issues that would be taken up for becoming a good lawyer, or that would be taken up for making even a law or a statute. But if you are considering to study science and then from there you want to divert to law, there's nothing wrong in this, because again, as I said, that analytical skill and also a little bit of the what you call the knack for connecting it to some socio legal issues. For example, if you are studying science and if you are interested to study law, there are numerous opportunities where you can basically get to see that even from the first year onwards, you can basically keep on going researching, and also can go for moot courts, or for even for many other debate competitions, etc., especially when they are actually discussing about some scientific progress or anything. For example, consider this coronavirus and the vaccines. Now there are so many issues are coming up, that who is going to develop the vaccine, why the vaccine should be Indianized, that means customized for the Indians, why the vaccine should not be given to some other countries, and whether it is really needed for us or not, all these things. So here, when we start developing, or when we start discussing about these things, we need people from science background, we need people from pharmacy background, we need people from some kind of IPR related backgrounds, and also obviously international law related backgrounds, who would be guiding us that what is the basis of all such discussions, etc. So in my understanding, I think the first and foremost thing is that analytical skills, and also if you have some knack to develop your interest for socio legal interest, economical interest, etc. Madam. Prachi ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, very well and in detail explanation. I believe this is going to help all our school students wherever it is live today, and to the teachers too, so that they can give right direction to their students. Moving further, another important question for Dr. Goyal, ma'am. Ma'am, our student want to know what all actual job opportunities comes under when they study, any sort of BBA law or BA LLB. So, what are actual job opportunities they get when they study such courses? Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for such an insightful question. And this has been the current topic now. It's a topic of discussion among the parents that, apart from, like I already said, that traditionally joining the practicing field, which is also a very lucrative field, which has been associated with this stream since ages, what all career options we can do after, we can, explore after doing law. So now, law is one of the career option which has always been dynamic. So initially, from just being a practicing field or being an attorney or a lawyer, it has now it has a number of fields which can be explored. So after doing law, now you can go and join corporate world. You can be a company lawyer or a legal advisor. Apart from that, there are other options such as joining or opening our own IP firms. You can be an IP, intellectual property rights lawyer, or you can draft patent agreements. You can join this field, or you can restrict yourself and you can join this just the arbitration field. So there are a number of career options. Now this field is not only restricted to the practicing thing, and apart from in practicing also, now there are legal firms which can be joined, and this field has become more organized. And it gives you the easy hand. If you have done law, it gives you an easy hand while you're doing or preparing other civil services. So it has opened many unexplored areas now. So these are the career options which you can explore after doing law. Yes, Prachi ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Goel. I think it was helpful and to understand for all our students. There are tremendous career options. There are tremendous career option when it comes to law, but only thing is our student looks for something. They actually look for the result, what and where and how they will be able to, earn at the end of the day, or what will be their future when it comes to career. Studying is fine, but yes, the end result is very important for all of them. So yes, students, there are many opportunities when you study this particular course. Ma'am, Dr. Haider, ma'am, our students wants to know in detail, like what all do they study during the course of BA LLB? So if you focus more on BA LLB, what all areas they will be covering under?
A little thing that it's for me, right? Or it's for
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Goel? It's for me.
Ma'am, it's for you. Yes.
Okay. If you study BA LLB, basically you have to see the degree. That means what is the degree, because it's a dual degree. So you will be studying for the LLB courses also. That means the law subjects, which will be also covering. Obviously it will be covering the procedural subjects, like for example criminal procedure code, evidence, civil procedure code. Then obviously some other very essential legal subjects like constitutional law, or for example administrative law, jurisprudence, all these things like criminal law. I forgot criminal law, or even for example tort law, all these legal subjects. When you see the BA LLB things, obviously in BA, it is like the psychology, sociology, or for example history, political science. So each institution has got their own customized subjects which can be offered for the students who are willing to enter into BA LLB. So what you have to remember in this regard is that the more you go for the higher semesters, the BA courses or BA subjects will start reducing, and there will be more burden or more emphasis or more highlight should be given or to be given to the law subjects. Prachi ma'am.
Well, I believe this is a clear insight for all students. Ma'am, another thing which I would like to ask you so that our students would be able to understand, it's a 5-year degree program, isn't it? It's an integrated
Yes.
5 years thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So is there any sort of specialization when it comes to BA LLB, or is just a BA LLB degree program and then they do specialization afterwards? Is that so?
Uh, yes, there are specializations. For example, each in university or each institute, they have got their own specialized subjects. Now, what you would get to see, I mean, for any student, what you would get to see is that there are certain common subjects that are given as specialization. Specialization in the sense, I'm basically indicating towards honors subjects. So, for example, some universities will have some subjects like criminal law, or for example international law, human rights, or for example IPR, or for example any other business law, etc. Or even if it is BA LLB, you would also get to see something related to international relations and human rights, etc. These kinds of specializations will be given basically. And also for example in my university, which is basically now offering BBA LLB, we are offering four specializations basically. So I belong to the criminal law faculty or fraternity group or criminal law group. So when the student starts choosing the specializations, this is also very important, because if you are studying BA LLB, you would be having a vast option that to choose any specialization. For example, most of the students I have seen, they might be interested in human rights, because human rights is a subject which will be including even the criminal laws. It will be including something like international comparative human rights, comparative constitutions, etc. If you're willing to take up something which is criminal law, also you would see that step by step you will be going. That means in the first specialization or the first honors classes, you will be introduced to the in a very specific criminal law courses. For example, you will be introduced to, for example, forensic science, or for example a little bit advanced understanding of criminal procedure code, criminal law, victimology, penology, criminology. And then thereafter, my university, we offer comparative criminal procedure also, which is a very interesting subject, which are the other countries, the criminal procedure which is followed in other countries, etc. The more you progress, I mean, the more you go to the upper semesters, higher semesters, you will be getting to see that you will be getting more specialized or more narrowed down subjects. For example, you will be getting to see something which is related to the women and children's law, or you will be getting to see international criminal statutes, documents, etc. These things will be offered. Obviously, these similar things are also offered for other specializations also. Again, I'm telling that all the institutions, the specialization subjects may vary from institution to institution, but these things may be common in all the institutions, like the specialization in criminal law, IPR, human rights, etc. These may be common in different institutions.
Understood. Very well understood, ma'am. I'm receiving too many questions here. Dr. Dave, this child wants to ask you something. Vivek Banya. So his question is, he's in 12th standard and he wants to understand what is the actual procedure to become a lawyer after 12th. And
Okay, now uh, it's very simple. We have to, all the students who want to pursue law, they have to appear for an All India entrance test called CLAT, that is Common Law Admission Test, which is taken by a consortium of national law schools. In addition to that, each individual, many universities have their own entrance test, which they have to give, and they will be eligible for a 5-year law program. Basically, law programs are divided into two parts. One is the 5-year law program, and one is the 3-year law program. 5-year law program you can immediately do after 12th, and 3-year law program you can do after a graduation. That is to say, either you do what do you say, BSc or BCom or BA, and then you go for 3-year law program. While if you are very clear in your mind that you want to take up law as a career option, then the best is to do 5-year law program. That is to say, the integrated law program of either BA LLB or BCom LLB honors. Right, and there are various national law schools which are there. There are private universities that are also offering this particular program. But if you're clear, then go for 5-year integrated program, because over there you get much more in-depth knowledge of law rather than going for a 3-year program.
so, your university also provides this course, BBA LLB, isn't it? Do they?
No, we only provide BA LLB and BCom LLB honors program,
Okay.
and we have, as I said, and as Debarati Madam said, we have honors program. So that is a difference between. I mean, there are colleges who offer only BA LLB, and there are colleges which offers BA LLB honors or BCom LLB honors or BBA LLB honors. Okay, so there is a huge difference between them. Right. Bar Council of India has made very clear that when you are giving an honors degree, you have to teach 8 extra papers of a specialization. Okay. So there are various specializations available, as Debarati Madam said. The Madam said that in criminal law, in corporate law, in intellectual property law, in constitutional law, or international law. So when you want to get an honors degree, you have to teach 8 extra papers, or you have to rather learn 8 extra papers, apart from the compulsory papers that are being taught. So that is a unique advantage of having honors degree. And at the same time, let me tell you, Prachi, I mean, one thing which I wanted to add on what Monica ma'am and Devarti madam said about the career options in law. Because one thing which is very, very important, when it comes to studying law and the career options that are there, is to crack judicial exams. Okay, many people, many students are aspirant of cracking civil services exam, and they want to crack UPSC or what do you say, public state public service commission exams. But so in that also law is very important. But at the same time, if you want to become a judge, and judge, let me tell you, Prachi, is a very, very respectable profession. Right. I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
even what do you say? The Prime Minister of India has to respect a judge, and that is the only place where you get so much respect. And let me tell you that the level of competition which is there in other in UPSC or say Public Service Commission exams like Mamlatdar or IS or IPS, the competition in judiciary is much more less. Of course, it is there, but not as bad as what you see in getting UPSC exam or clearing a UPSC exam. So if you want to do law, choose law as a career option, this is also a very important career option which you can pursue. I mean, in Rajasthan, for example, there is RJS, Rajasthan Judicial Services. That is an exam which they give. In Gujarat. We have our own service. Each state has its own exam for judiciary. Yes, Prachi, sorry, but I had to say this thing which is very important.
That is actually an very important field, and students actually look for. But only thing is they are directionless sometimes to understand which one to get into and how. So another important question, sir, I would like to ask you here is when you say judiciary and when we talk about law, because other streams are like where students are into humanities, they know where to get into. When they have commerce or when they are into science or bio engineering. But how about law? Because law has always been a kind of an optional subject which is not even available in all the universities out for students, right? So when we talk about career in law, which one is the best subject as an optional for students which they can opt when they are opting in 11th?
Okay, let me say that any student of any stream can go for law. Okay. So if you have science A group, that is to say B group, or you have taken commerce or humanities, each and every subject can, a student can go for law. And the beauty about law is there are specific laws for each and every, subject which we are talking about. For example, we have, if you're talking about engineering, we have the infrastructure laws. Okay, so if you want to, if you like to be an engineer, or because of one or the other reason you cannot become an engineer, you can do infrastructure law, you can join law, specialize in infrastructure law, and practice in that area. Or if you are, very interested in sports, but you cannot become a sportsman, go for sports law. Again, a very emerging field of law, which you can pursue. There are medical laws, there are consumer laws, there are, air and space law. So each and every profession, is connected with law. So even if you are a science student, a commerce student, an art student, okay, you are good in maths, you are bad in maths, you are good in bio, or you are worst in English, doesn't matter. If you have what Debarati madam says, an analytical mind, if you're not afraid of speaking up, and then if you like to ask questions, then law is the right profession for you. Prachiman.
Absolutely. And the kind of curiosity, debating nature, number of other things. Law is, yes, very important. Now, ma'am, ma'am, it's difficult for me to pronounce your name. My God. So the next question is for you. The student wants to know, like, the difference between the lawyer and the barrister, because he's quite impressed with this term barrister when it goes to international, and that is why he's looking forward to study this degree in any of the international university. And his name is Ashish from DPS Public School, and he wants me to ask this question to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Basically, the term barrister is used for UK or any other, like, some specific foreign countries. And in India, because we have got Advocates Act, where, we do not use the term barrister, but we use the term lawyer or advocate. Now, let me also tell you something that if you want to become a barrister, you can definitely go ahead for pursuing your law from abroad. But it is advisable that if you want to, pursue your career in law, you have to start, from the very first year in foreign universities. Again, there also, if you want to stay back in that particular foreign university, you want to become a barrister. That means, you want to become a practicing lawyer over there. You have to pass the bar exam also in that country, and you also have to see that whether as a law graduate, you can basically sit for bar exam according to their bar council rules, because in certain countries, if you are a foreigner, that means if you are having Indian nationality, or if you're having any other nationality, that might not be what should I say, accepted by that particular legal education system or even legal profession system in that country. So this is some one point that I have seen that my students also and even some other children also have asked me. Obviously, if you're planning to settle down there, if you're planning to get permanent residentship there, then you are obviously more than welcome to go for these kinds of countries. uh, but on the other hand, I would also tell you something, that if you want to finish your law career from India and then you want to pursue your higher education in other countries, including certain common law countries, then you can definitely choose again, for example, UK, Canada, Australia. These countries you can definitely choose. You can go ahead for studying, further studies also, you can settle down there. But yes, as you have also pointed out, that if you want to become a barrister, start from the very beginning. That means, start your undergraduation course in that particular country. But again, I will say, just see that whether being an Indian or your nationality will not hamper your becoming a barrister in that country. That's something which is very important. Prachi ma'am.
Ma'am, this child wants to know which is the best university, as his parents are saying, like to study law in terms of graduation from India and do masters from abroad. So, which is the best university and which course is best in law? So, whether he should go for BA or BBA, as his background is for commerce.
See, if you want to go by the NLUs, the best university, then obviously I would rather suggest my own institution, that is NLSIU Bangalore. I'm an alumni from NLSIU Bangalore. But other than that, do not think that your dream or your expectations will be limited with NLSIU Bangalore, because if you're seeing NLUs or national law schools, Nalsar is there, then national this. NUJ's Kolkata is there, because basically I'm from Kolkata, so definitely I cannot hold myself back when I say that NUJ's is also very good. Apart from these, if you see the private universities or even the government universities, in certain cases they are no less than NLSIU in certain, or other NLUs, because the course or the pedagogy, etc., that are being followed in the NLUs, in certain private universities, I would say that they follow even better pedagogy, and there are examples where they have been better placed also. And also the students could go for foreign universities also from these law schools. So I think that once you score good in your CLAT, you can get selected in some very good schools. And the next question I could not get, ma'am, that what was the thing, that which is the best stream you are asking, BA or BBA or
Yes.
BCom, like that? Okay, it completely depends upon the interest of the student, and I do understand that at the age of this 17 plus 18, or even 17 to 18, it also depends upon how the parents are also going to sponsor or support the child. So I think that you have to discuss with your parents that which stream they would also like you to take up, and also then you can express your opinion, your understanding about why you want to take up this particular stream. But if you ask me, if you see BA LLB, if you see BA LLB, yes, sir. If you see BA LLB, you might have broader understanding. BBA LLB, it is basically going for the business administration, law, etc. But even from BBA LLB, also I have seen that many students have opted for MBA also, and BCom and others also. It completely depends upon the student. But if you ask for my opinion, definitely I would go for BLLB if you are open to many other subjects. Davesa wants to add something, so yes, sir.
So, please, if you can add a few.
Yes, I would add on to what ma'am said about selection of. First of all, I would like to explain you the difference between, BLLB or BCom LLB or BBLLB. As rightly said by ma'am, there is no difference actually. Okay, it depends on the student whether students is good in humanities, he should go for BLLB. If he's good in accounts, he should go for BCom LLB or BBLLB. But ultimately, it is a law degree. So your law or legal knowledge is what will be helpful to you. So after finishing 5 years of law, when you go for a job interview, nobody is going to ask you, about sociology or about accounts, right? They will be asking you about law. So whenever, this is a very, uh, important thing to know, that whatever you do to get your marks in a better way. That is to say, if you are good in humanities, go for BLLB. Okay, don't go for, let's say for example, BBLLB, because you feel that मुझे management भी आता है, तो I will be able to get a better job. But trust me, after your graduation, nobody is going to ask you, whether you know marketing management, or whether you know HR, or whether you know sociology, or whether you know political science. Right. So it is one and the same. Of course, I mean, if personally asking me, I would prefer BA LLB, because when we are learning, political science, and then you are learning constitution, it becomes much easier for you to understand constitution. Or you are learning economics, and then you are going learning taxes, taxation or law of taxation. It becomes very easier for you to understand that. Or you have learned sociology and then you learn family law, then it will become very easier for you to understand the family law of India. So that way, BA LLB is a better choice. I mean, even if you look at NLSIU Bangalore, even now, it's the best law school in India. I mean, that is, nobody can doubt it. They even now only give BA LLB program. That is one thing. Please, if I'm going for too long, please cut me short, because I'm a teacher and I can go on and on. But second question about choosing a law school, that is again, I guess there are many law schools. Of course, the top five NLUs, if you are getting in, always go for it. That is Bangalore, NLSIU Bangalore, Nalsar Hyderabad, NUJS Calcutta. Uh, then we have GNLU Gujarat National Law University, Gandhinagar, NLU Jodhpur, then NLU Delhi is coming up very well. So that is also a good option, right? Apart from that, as ma'am said, there are many private universities, which are really good. So student has to do a lot of research of their own, when they are choosing a law school. So you have to see who are the faculty members who are teaching there. What are their credentials? What are their education qualifications? What are the extra courses that they are teaching you? Because see, Bar Council of India has given a set of courses which are compulsory, mandatory to be taught. Okay, so each and every law school teaches that course. Okay, but apart from that, what a law school is giving them to make them a successful professional. Okay, so student has to look into those things. Okay, then what is the leadership of that particular law school again becomes very important. To consider that whether there is a steady leadership in that particular law school or not, or whether they are not. So all these things, or library infrastructure, again very important things to be considered. So I suggest students, don't go for any law school. Research yourself, because that is very very important thing. Okay, and take your own decision. Right. That is all from my side, Prachiman.
Well, very well explained, sir. And today, I'm being very lucky that I have two law professionals and experienced faculties from different universities. Now, important thing what I would like to cover here with all the students while selecting which institution to go, what to understand, where to get into, and all that many questions among their parents' mind or the child mind. But now today, like one important thing which our students would like to understand when it comes to challenges. So every field has their own challenge, and when I'm here with three major personalities from three different institutions, I would like to ask this question to all of you to help them what different challenges actually student faces in this particular industry. Over to you, ma'am, from Karnavati University first.
Okay. If you ask me about the challenges a student faces, I'll start with the schools first, like school education first. As Dave sir also just mentioned, I have also mentioned the first thing that I have seen the students is that whether to select the law, and also as Goyal madam also mentioned, whether to select the law or not, select law as a course or not, and then thereafter looking for the job aspect. And also when the child enters into the college, the first and foremost thing that many students they have asked, especially the female students, they have asked is that from my family they're telling that because I'm a girl or I'm a female, I should not take up criminal law. So that's something which is very much like for me it's a very funny thing, because I basically belong to the criminal law fraternity. The second this thing that I would like to mention here also, obviously, is that this is something which is a professional course, and you have to stay in the college in the system for 5 years. And so here, one of the challenges that you will get to see is that you may see that your friends who are studying in other colleges or other institutions, they might be getting their honors degree, or they might be finishing their graduation within 3 years. They are entering into master's course after finishing 3 years. You might start feeling very frustrated, and also you might start feeling very much trapped that मैंने ये लॉक क्यों लिया. But this thing can be overcome, in my understanding, that if we keep on doing lots of activities in the law school, for example, not only attending the law classes, law college classes, but also doing research, publications, going for moot competitions, taking part in debates, etc., just to keep yourself motivated and just to put your focus in the same direction. Also, I would like to add one more thing, that what Davisa was telling, that even though this is not related to the challenges, but you can definitely consider this. I mean, I forgot it; it went out of my mind. When we are discussing about judiciary as a professional, as a what do you call, opportunity, as a job opportunity, when we are discussing about teaching faculties as a job opportunity, you must also note one thing: there is a post which is known as court managers. You see, this is something which is they're not court registrars, but they're court managers. And presently, basically, MBAs are being appointed. I mean, those people who are coming from the management background, they are being appointed as the court managers. But I'm very sure that very soon, court managers' job will be open for even the law graduates also. So the challenge that also comes in this regard is that you have to find out the proper job opportunity or the proper job line, for which can be suitable for you. And also, you have to see one thing, that if you go for a government job, it will be going, right at the time that when you're entering into this job, and then the time where, statutorily you say, or as per the jobs, the work profile you say, the retirement age. But there are also several other jobs are also there, especially for the corporate law sector, or even for IPR law sector, for cyber law sector, etc., where you can basically excel with your experience. So that also, again, the frustration might go on, because I'm getting to see, or I'm getting to hear from my own daughter, that people are telling that if you make her to go for a professional course, 6 years or 5 years plus 1 year, 2 years, so it'll go on, like you will go on learning. But you must not be feeling frustrated. You must actually count your blessings and your experience from each year. These are something that which are coming in my mind right now as challenges. So over to you, Prachina.
Daveso, please.
Okay, in challenges, most of the time when because I have taught many students, at various institutions, most of the time I feel the biggest challenge for law students are they become overconfident, in their whatever they are doing. And once that particular sets in, it becomes difficult for them to, what do you say, uh, get ahead, or get successful in the career. But talking about challenges, I would rather, Prachi, talk about, the best thing about law is that whenever you, for example, if you choose one field, Like for example, if I have chosen to practice in criminal law, and because of one or the other reason I could not be successful in criminal law, okay, or I fail in criminal law, right? There are thousands of other type of laws, or opportunities where you can switch. Okay, so you can go to civil law, or family law practice, or you can go for corporate law practice. If you don't like corporate law, you jump to, let's say, constitutional law practice. Okay, if you want to help people, you can do a lot of pro bono work. You can do public interest litigations. Uh, so there are so many choices that are available for a lawyer, right? That you can easily shift from one field to another field. Okay, and I've seen many of my students, they have done so. First they join corporate because they think that there are a lot of I will earn a lot of money over there. But once they go to corporate law field, in law firm, they soon understand that, well, that when they pay money, they get the hell out of you. They take a lot of work from you. So they get tired. They shift to, say, academics. They shift to court practice. Law practice. So many there are, as I said, we can shift our career options very easily. When we are doing law. So challenge is that it is very difficult to be successful. For example, if you are complacent, if you are lazy, if you feel that, okay, once I have a degree from NLSIU Bangalore, okay, I am a successful lawyer. No, that is a very wrong perception. That is a very wrong way to look at it. Okay, each and every thing which you are doing has to be taken as a challenge, and you have to be successful in each and everything. Otherwise, uh, you cannot be successful even if you get a law degree from Harvard. Prachika.
Well, yes, sir. Neha, ma'am, I would like to know the challenges in the same industry as both the other faculties has explained. Over to you, ma'am.
So what I feel is there are challenges in any stream you join. So basically, if I talk about the law stream, so the very first challenge which a student might face is that if a science student goes for a law, then it is a bit challenging task, or you decide to change your stream since there is no specification that BA LLB कौन join कर सकता है या BBA कौन join कर सकता है. So it's open for everybody. So that might be one of the challenging tasks which you overcome by the passage of years. So in first or second year, you feel like it's a challenging task, but by the passage of time, when you start studying law subjects, so ये जो fear है ये भी overcome हो ही जाता है. So, and the other challenge is that there are so many career options available after doing law. So जब students fourth या fifth year में आ जाते हैं, so they ask that कौन सी stream में जाना है. So it's a pros and cons. Since too many career options are available, so the students tend to go to join corporate field, then to go for practicing. It's good also that so many career options are available, and sometimes it might lead to a bit of confusion. But apart from talking about the challenges, I would also like to say that if you are associated with the field of law, you should always be updated. So, जो भी social legal issues हैं, जो भी news हैं, you should always keep yourself updated. That is a challenging task, but that should be done. And the other thing, a lawyer is always a researcher. So जब तक आप research अच्छी करते हो, आपको research में interest है, then ये field आपके लिए ही है. So you can excel best in this field. So over to you, ma'am.
Well, very well explained, as the parents and teachers were uh, asking me this question, what challenges? Because then the students come up with number of queries. Is it the right field for them? Yes, it is. As every field has their pros and cons. So we need to understand and accept challenges if we feel like we really have the skills to get into that particular industry and to excel future into that area. Well, moving further, as we have three different personalities from three different leading institutions from the areas. I would be asking to each one of you, as law is a very important career area, बहुत 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 ही important है. You talk about any sort of business, you talk about any sort of area, education, everywhere. Yes, law plays a very important role in everyone's life. So if I would be able to understand about each university in detail and the career area, like what all courses do you guys offer, this your universities actually offers, so that our students would be able to understand the procedure to get the admission. Also, if is there any sort of admission entrance so that they can be well prepared before they apply. So if we can start with Karnavati University, please.
Yes. So Karnavati University is basically a private university, and we accept students who are coming from CLAT. We also have our own admission test, which will be held immediately after you finish your class 12 examination, board exams. And there is the website of Karnavati University also is there. Okay. There's also the website of Karnavati University is there, and Madam, if you can kindly share it with the students, where you would get to see that the notification for the admission test will also be there. And we offer courses for BBA LLB. We offer courses for masters and also PhD also. And as specialization, as I mentioned, we offer criminal law specialization, IPR, international human rights, and also business law. And since it's a 5 years integrated course, so we have got different other activities also which are connected with our college, law college especially. The most important of it is legal aid cell, and we are in our area in Gandhinagar. We are the only university which is affiliated with Gandhinagar Sessions Court, or Gandhinagar Court basically, where the DLSA has collaborated with us. So we have sent several of our students for internship, and also we have partnered with Gandhinagar DLSA to go ahead for lots of programs, etc. Other than that, we have collaborated with UNICEF also. I am the nodal officer here in Karnavati University for UNICEF. So we also see that when the student basically enters into our campus, or when he or she joins the campus or the college, he or she starts getting prepared for being market ready for any sort of job profile, including the UN stakeholders or UN agencies also. So this is, in short, a very brief profile of Karnavati University, especially United World School of Law. Other than the School of Law, we are also having other schools like Karnavati School of Dentistry is there, then School of Liberal Studies, Mass Communication is there, Business Studies is also there. So, Madam, I would also request you that if you can kindly share the website of Karnavati University. Thank you.
Well, yes, ma'am, I will be sharing. So the next, I would like to hear this from Marwari University, sir, please. So you on mute.
Sorry. Before going to that, let me share you a slide, okay, which compares salary of various professions. If it's okay for you. Hello?
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Okay. So you can see this particular slide. Okay. This is an average salary comparison of various profession, which is given by payscale.com. Right. This is a website where you can, research about the salary structures of various courses that are there. Okay, various professions that are there. So this is a salary of attorney, lawyer or law firm partner or law firm person is around, 5 lakhs per month or 50 lakhs per month. Corporate lawyer goes about 7 lakhs. Legal advisor is about 5 lakhs. Then system engineers in IT is there. Software engineer is there. Mechanical engineer is about 3 lakh. Accountant 2 lakh per annum. Marketing executive again in a similar line. So if you see overall, the salary structure of various professions, undoubtedly, lawyer gets the best salary as per this particular website. Okay, and now talking about Marwari University, Faculty of Law Marwari University is offering two programs: BA LLB honors and BCom LLB honors 5-year integrated law program. We offer specialization in corporate law, criminal law, constitutional law, and intellectual property law. We are, I'm happy to share that we are the only NEC A plus university in Gujarat. So, as you are aware that NAC is a accrediting body and has very high standards in getting accreditation from NAC, and A plus is the highest accreditation you can get from that. So that is very important thing. And as I said, we have a team of senior faculty members who are from various parts of India, and also what we believe, our philosophy is that we don't just teach law, because law is available on Google also. What we try is to teach students how to interpret that law, how to practice that law, and how to convince other people that whatever law or whatever they're saying, is correct. And therefore, we teach papers like critical thinking, argumentative skills, legal writing, moot court, which is a very important aspect. So, in what we call it as professional skills. So those skills are also inculcated in the students from the very first semester itself. Another very unique thing about Marwari University is that we offer 8 compulsory internships. So student has to go for internship from the first year itself, because internships in law are very important, because you need to learn how that law is practiced in court or in various places, because just by understanding law, reading law is not enough. How it is interpreted, how it is practiced is very, very important. So we provide compulsory internships. So when I'm saying compulsory, means that their marks are added in the mark sheet. So they have to do it, and we provide them with those internships. So in that way, there is a theoretical aspect which is taught by faculty members, and along with that, there are practical exposure when they go for compulsory internships. And within the short time of our existence, we am proud to inform you that we have received 2 European Union projects, which we are working on, and which is more than 9 lakh euros worth of that project. So I'm very happy to share this also with you. So we just don't have, students won't have just exposure to, Indian students. We also have students from 31 countries in Marwari University, and also in Faculty of Law, we have a lot of international students. So, you get an atmosphere where there is learning everywhere. You learn, from the international students, you learn from faculty members who are very senior, and also you learn a lot from the practical exposure you get. So that is about our university. We are situated in Rajkot, which is considered to be the fastest growing city of India. A very peaceful city, and have a beautiful campus in Rajkot. And more you can learn from our website, or we can also contact us directly. Prachi ma'am.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Thanks a ton for the insights. Neha, ma'am, I would like to know from you, as BM Law College is the only college in the entire division Jodhpur. Apart from JNU, if we talk about any private college who holds the regular studies for all the students. But I believe students are not really very much aware of neither these schools. So I would like to understand more about the college from you, please.
So BM Law College is, like Pam already said, that it is situated in Jodhpur, and it is affiliated to Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Jaipur. So as of now, the college is offering two courses, that is BA LLB and BBA LLB. And shortly, we will be coming up with certain diploma courses in IPR and cyber law. Apart from that, for practical exposure of the students, this college has been organizing many programs such as youth parliament, the moot courts, the debating competitions, the client counseling sessions, and other things. And also, we are arranging for the internship of the students in the legal firms so that they get exposure in the field of practicing also. And we are organizing other programs such as conferences and research writing paper competitions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and to all the other panelists. Well, I still have one important question for Karnavati University here, ma'am. What all other skills do they actually study apart from law? So, do you also cover something else which adds value? Let's say moot courts, session court practices, or do you take them to the courts or something like that? Because this child is preparing to go travel to Gujarat, so that is why. And he wants to know this answer from both the faculties from Gujarat University. Please.
Yes, yes, sure.
Ashish, I am
Yes,
asking you.
okay. Yes, of course, one of the essential skill that every law student must have is the mooting skill. So we have got a very good moot court committee also, where you would get to see that once you visit our campus, if the protocols allow, the COVID protocols allow, you would get to see that here actually your seniors will be teaching the juniors. We faculties are always there to help, but our moot court committee, especially, which is created and also which includes students, they're very vibrant. Other than the moot court committee, you would also get to see, yes, as part of our practical series, we do take students to the jail visit. We do take students to the not only to the jail visit, when the permissions are there, we do take them to observation home. We do take them to the juvenile justice court visits also. We have taken them to even the UNICEF related programs also, where they're exposed as what the UN stakeholders basically do. Apart from this, we do have as Goyal madam said, our college also have organized, and we are also going to organize in very soon, about the client counseling competitions, because as a litigator or as a litigation lawyer, you should also understand that what are the tricks of client counseling. Obviously, conferences, researches, etc., and research writing, going for the webinar conferences, etc., these are the regular things that are happening in our college. And we have got our faculties, we have got our dedicated senior students team also, who will be guiding the juniors, who will be also showing them the way forward. And other than this, I must also tell that if you are willing to study law, and if you are also focusing on law, do not think that we are minus, the cultural celebrations, etc. We have got a very vibrant cultural committee also, and here we basically try to figure out that what are the socio-cultural things that should be taken out, and that on that the performances should be done. That means the awareness, etc., that are done by our cultural committee. So once you plan to come to Gujarat, these are all there in our websites also, and we are situated in Gandhinagar, so it's a beautiful campus. So once you come here, you would be getting to see all the what you call activities of our college. Other than that, I would also like to add this, madam, because I just had liked your, this page. So if anybody wishes to get connected with me, or if anybody wishes to get connected with my university authorities, they can definitely get connected, because we have got a very, happening Facebook page. Instagram page is also there. We are on the YouTube also. So any student who would like to get connected with us, we are there on the social media platforms also, and also as the website will show, we have got our officers, we have got our faculties who are very much student friendly.
Thank you so much, ma'am. With, with such a wonderful opportunity to host you all today. And yes, I have been personally connected to all these three major institutions. If I talk about Marwari University, sir has always been helping me when it comes to the kind of session related to law, any of these areas. And when I talk about Karnavati University, been again very helpful with number of design sessions and workshops, and now today with us in the field of law as well. And it was quite overwhelmed today while reading your profile, ma'am. Superb. And yes, one and only institution here in Jodhpur in the entire division, BM Law College. So when students and parents, when they know that they can't go out, can't travel, and JNU is not the only place for them because of the regular sessions, and for their parents to think like it's more secure and safe place. So BM Law College is the only place where they excel, they understand, study, kind of a different environment where students actually not only study but also they work on the overall development of the child. Thank you so much to all the panelists and to everyone for being a part of, as it happens every day. And we will be coming up with another session in a couple of days. We'll be informing you once again. Time today felt like a pleasant breeze. I didn't knew that we have actually exceeded with 15, 16 more minutes today. So we are grateful to you for taking out time. Thanks a lot for sharing your opinions and viewpoints. I'm sure that it is value added to both parents and students. I also thank our viewers for joining us today on social media and to the schools for hosting this session into their schools. We will see you soon. Till then, take care, stay healthy, and goodbye.